All right. I'm ready for questions.
What was your impression of the defense in general under the lights kind of against another team?
Yeah, I thought it was a good start. And good start to the game and just good start overall for us as a defense. I thought there were a lot of things. I thought it was great effort. A lot of the fundamentals, the techniques, the communication we talk about and we harp on in practice on a day-to-day basis. We saw that. I thought the tackling was solid. I thought we got off blocks fairly well. I thought they did a good job overall. And, I came out of it. Obviously, there's some corrections to make, like there are in every game. We made them. And now it's just about stringing good days together and just working to improve on, the things that we didn't do so well in that game, but also continue to build our communication, our camaraderie, all those things. So, again, this is a continual process. And, they came right back out, with great energy these last couple of days, trying to make those improvements that we talked about, when we were evaluating the game. And we'll just continue to try to get better day after day after day.
Pace's play seems to have impressed. He's, clearly last week or so, getting more first-team reps. Just how much has he helped his cause here with what he's showing you on film and in practice?
I think he's working extremely hard. He meets extra. He asks a lot of questions. And then he just goes out there and he plays fast and free, and he makes mistakes. There's no doubt about that. We all make mistakes, but he's learning from them, and you can see that improvement. You correct it once. I'm not going to say it's always done right the next time, but he works to make the corrections. He's done a good job of that, and he just plays hard, and he plays fast, plays with great energy. Plays with good strength and power. So he, like a lot of our players, especially in that room, are doing some good things, and really across the board defensively. And we're just going to continue to get better. This is a big week for us, obviously, with the Titans coming in. It'll be a great challenge against a very, very talented group, a well-coached group, and we're excited about that.
With these joint practices, and how do you think he looked out there today?
He's coming along. Every day he's done a little bit more. I think he's doing a lot of good things. Still, absorbing all the information and getting used to the terminology and some of the checks and so forth. But I think he's done a very good job. I would say I'm very happy to see him out there with the group. He's obviously a very good player, and excited to have him. And he's working hard to get the information and contribute to the team.
Sorry if you've been asked, but what is every meal is not a banquet? What does that mean?
So, I've got to, I forget the term I used in college when you footnote, or that's from Mike T. That's stolen completely. All right, so, he mentioned it to the D-line in Pittsburgh. Not every play is going to be a sack. So, a tip ball in a situation is a very good play as well. So you can't get a tip ball if you're driving to get to the quarterback. So there's some instances where you can get your hands up. He referenced it. It made total sense to me. Every meal's not a banquet.
Does he have anything more like that?
Oh, he's got plenty.
Well, he was here for 1 year, and
He's
had
got
a bunch
plenty.
of them when he was here.
So Mike T, every meeting you get a nugget. I feel like I'm pretty good in front of a room. I've told people this, and I'm in there every day writing notes. It was a great experience. I would say I've sampled a few of his nuggets since being here, and that was a great experience. I'm happy to bring some of those teachings here.
Defensively too, how much did you learn from from him too, just as far as what Mike believes defensively, because he's changed his schemes too.
Yeah, I mean, between Mike T and TA and Carl Dunbar, which, Carl was here as well. They got a great staff. Those meetings were some of the best I've been a part of. I learned a lot, and combining that with the things I'd learned in New England and in my time in Miami, it was a great year of just learning and thinking about different ways to do things, different reasons why to play coverage or rush or whatever wherever the conversation went. It was a great year of growth for me, and hopefully I can put that the knowledge and the information that I learned and gleaned from that time with Mike T and that staff and TA and Dundee, and apply that here and share that knowledge with our players.
Brian, you have a lot of new players in the scheme this year. Obviously, you're coming here, but you also have a lot of rookies. You have some guys coming in via free agency. How have you seen them come along throughout the summer, and what do you like that you've seen the most?
Well, I think it started in the OTAs. I think that time in the spring, those meetings, those walkthroughs, that mini camp, those OTAs, those are, I would say, the guts of what we put in was installed there, and then we just kind of build on it from there. And the recall that they had from the spring, that definitely helped a lot of the players this summer. I think it's one thing to kind of get the information and try to memorize it and do exactly what's on the page. It's another thing to have understanding of why we're doing what we're doing, and be able to apply it with that understanding of why we're doing it, what the offense would do to combat what we're doing, and then what adjustments we would make off of that adjustment. And that's the chess match, and it goes on and on and on and on. And I think they're taken to that. We got a great coaching staff. Those guys, they do a great job. Guys I lean on, Durante, Saravo, they do a great job. I can list the whole staff. I'm not going to do that right now, but for those guys who are wondering, the whole staff's great. And then, just the opportunity to spend time with Kevin and Wes and the guys on our offensive staff and just ask questions, And I think that's something that I've really enjoyed, being part of this staff. Just spending time with those guys, and they're asking me what's hard for us defensively, and I'm asking them what's hard for them offensively. And I know it's cliche, but it becomes an iron sharpens iron type of situation, and I'm enjoying it.
When you look at Byron's ability to play inside and outside, how has that affected the rest of the DB room?
I think he's a very smart player. He's got position flex. It affects the room in a positive way, I would say. It allows for us to have a guy who can communicate and play in a few different spots. So, for us as a staff, there's confidence knowing, hey, we can put Byron here, we'll get the job done. He puts him here, we'll get the job done. We put him in this situation with this player, he might be able to help him out. There's a myriad of ways that he's had a positive effect on our team. Plus, he's a good athlete, and he does a lot of good things, physically, speed, quickness, technique. But yeah, we're excited and happy to have him for sure.
How young that corner group is, how much is on him to be that leader and kind of bring those guys along?
He's certainly taken on a leadership role with that group. He, Harry, Metellus, Bynum, I think, that group of guys is really, as a group, obviously with Harry being, the most senior of that group. They've all taken on a leadership role, and I think the young guys are listening, and they are learning how to be professionals, that's big in this league for young guys to follow the lead of an older vet who's done it for a long time, and that's not just on the field. That's, what's he doing pre-practice? Is he stretching? Is he rolling out? Is he in the hot tub? What's he doing post-practice? Is he in the cold tub? Is he watching film? Is he taking a nap? All those things. So they all lead by example. I know they're vocal as well, and I appreciate it. And I welcome that communication in our room. It's another Mike T. I don't care. Another Mike T. quote. I don't care where good ideas come from, and that's held true. Somebody here has a good blitz for me. I'm open. I'm open. I'm all ears. Give it to me. Unlikely. Come on. Give yourself some credit.
Last couple for Coach. What do you think?
You have to talk to Quasi and Kevin about that. Sorry.
What do you think is more productive, or just can you talk about the difference between like a preseason game one versus group practices and scrimmages coming up in Tennessee?
Yeah.
Like, what do you get more out of?
I think you get a lot out of both. When you're in a game, you're tackling, you're getting off blocks. It's full go. You really can't replicate that. The best you can do is against another opponent, but obviously in that setting, we're not going to be taking guys to the ground and cutting guys, against the Titans either. So they're both very good. I like game action though. If you're holding my feet to the fire, I'm going to take game action.
Brian, coaches always talk about iron sharpening iron. How does that apply to Akayleb Evans and all the reps that he gets against Justin Jefferson on a daily basis?
I don't think there's a better guy for him to compete against on a day-to-day basis. One of the best receivers, in our league. And speed, quickness, route running, high point in the ball, releases. You're not really going to see a better opponent. There's a lot of great receivers in this league. Don't get me wrong, but he's up there with them. So I think that should give really all of our DBs just this feeling that you never want to say that, but it doesn't get much worse than this. But I will say this: there's a lot of good receivers in this league, so not much worse, but as worse, it happens. So, that it?